If all it took was hiding one tiny object under your doormat to attract wealth into your life, would you be willing to try it today? The entrance of a home is the very first place where energy touches you and your family. Every step, every breeze that flows through it carries a message, either opening the path for prosperity or unintentionally sweeping fortune away. What is fascinating is that something incredibly simple, so small that no one would even notice it, when placed right underneath the doormat, can completely shift the direction of wealth energy. This is not about superstition. It is about how energy interacts with metal, with stability, and how that can help anchor positive energy instead of letting it scatter. You might be surprised to learn just how powerful this little item can be. Powerful enough that many families have used it and noticed a real change in their financial luck. But there are also common mistakes nearly everyone makes with their doormat. Mistakes that slow down the flow of money coming in while speeding up the way it leaves your home. And here is the most interesting part. Most people have no idea that this object has long been used in Feng Shui as a prosperity anchor. Before we dive into the most important part, take a moment to gently say a positive affirmation to open up the flow of good energy. I am ready to welcome abundance into my home. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you will not miss out on these simple but powerful Feng Shui tips, everyday ways to invite vitality and prosperity into your home. But for this object to truly activate its power, we need to take a close look at one important thing. The doormat itself might be draining the very energy you are trying to keep. That is why, before activating wealth energy, you need to check if you are making these common doormat mistakes. Number 1. Using an old, torn, or faded doormat. A doormat that has been used for too long is not only worn in appearance, but has also lost its natural energetic structure. When the fibers are flattened, frayed, torn, or discolored, the mat no longer functions well in keeping the area clean and breathable. Small holes, tears, and faded patches become magnets for dust, moisture, bad odors, and dirt build up over time. When you step onto a mat like that, it no longer gives a welcoming feeling. Instead, it creates a subtle sense of heaviness, as if you are entering a space that has lost its vitality. This is not about superstition. Humans are deeply sensitive to visual signs of decay. If the first thing your brain sees is a worn-out mat, it immediately registers signals of stagnation and neglect. That feeling silently follows you inside, even if you are not consciously aware of it. Energetically, an old mat acts like an over-soaked sponge. It absorbs heavy energy but can no longer release it. Positive energy trying to enter your home ends up mixing with stale, stagnant energy stuck in the fibers. The more faded the mat is, the stronger the visual signal of decay becomes, and the easier it is for that low energy to spread inside. A new, clean, and vibrant doormat creates a completely different impression. Neat, light, fresh, and orderly. That is the foundation of prosperity, because all positive energy begins with a pleasant feeling at the entrance. Number 2. Placing the mat off-center, not aligned with the doorway. The position of your doormat helps guide the direction of energy. The entrance is the most powerful point of movement in a home, and the center of the doorway is where energy flows in most naturally. When a mat is placed too far to the left or right, energy gets pushed to one side instead of being evenly distributed. This creates an energetic imbalance, which can lead to the entire space inside feeling off, even if nothing looks obviously wrong. It is a natural human reaction when the body senses a lack of symmetry. A crooked doormat also makes the entryway look messy at first glance. Guests will notice this right away because the human brain is wired to crave balance. Simply shifting the mat back to the center immediately makes the space feel more grounded and stable. On a practical level, an off-center mat subtly trains people to step off to one side every time they enter, which, over years, can lead to a habit of imbalance. This might slightly affect focus and even psychological stability. When the mat is perfectly centered, each step across it feels straight, balanced, and even. That kind of order creates a sense of security, and that is the ideal ground for prosperity to grow. Number 3. Using fake or cheap nylon mats. Doormats made from nylon or other low-cost synthetic materials usually have a very tight, slippery structure that does not allow for airflow. Their surface cannot absorb or release energy in a natural way, so instead of letting energy flow gently through, it gets stuck right at the door. This kind of stuck energy creates a feeling of heaviness and stillness, like a stream of water being blocked and unable to flow. Another downside of synthetic mats is that they tend to hold static electricity. This electric cling keeps energy stuck instead of allowing it to move through your home. That stickiness can make anyone stepping on it feel slightly off. Not quite heavy, but not comfortable either. The energy cannot glide smoothly across the surface and into the house, so the entrance becomes stagnant and lifeless. When compared to mats made from natural fibers like cotton, jute, wool, sisal, or natural blends, the difference is clear. Natural fibers allow for breathability, softness, and a balanced way of absorbing and releasing moisture. These materials breathe like nature does, which means that when energy touches them, the mat takes in a little and then gradually lets it go. This creates a gentle and harmonious movement of energy. Because of this, energy that flows through a natural fiber mat stays flexible, light but not thin, warm but not heavy. The best part is, you do not need an expensive mat. Just choose one made from either fully or partially natural fibers. It will create a warm and welcoming feeling right as you step in and help keep the entryway bright and full of life. A good doormat also makes your home look cleaner and more organized at first glance, something that cheap synthetic mats rarely achieve. Once your mat is in good shape, the most important step is placing the energy conductor underneath it. And among the simplest yet most powerful options, a metal coin works surprisingly well. Metal, by nature, is durable, heavy, and stable. When placed at the very front of your home, it instantly becomes a grounding point for the energy flowing through. Instead of rushing straight through the mat in a thin and fast stream, the energy pauses slightly when it touches metal. This helps slow it down and shift it from outside energy into more grounded, focused energy inside. What makes the coin powerful is not its size. It is the metal surface that matters. Even though it is small, metal has the ability to momentarily gather and concentrate energy before releasing it into the home. Placing the coin underneath the mat is completely hidden, does not affect the visual design of your entrance, and no one will notice it. Yet it creates a subtle but powerful shift in how energy moves. It anchors the flow, helping it enter smoothly and clearly without scattering. Another reason why a metal coin is especially effective is because of its stability in a constantly changing environment. The entrance is the most active space in any home. People walking in and out, hot and cold air shifting with the weather, wind blowing from outside, changing light throughout the day. It is a zone of constant motion. A coin placed right at that point acts like a little anchor in a moving stream. Since financial energy is naturally fast-moving, a small point that slows it down and holds it in place brings a real advantage. For the coin to truly work, the material it is made of is key. A real metal coin, such as one made from brass, steel, silver, or a dense alloy, offers much more stability than something fake. Real metal has high density, solid structure, and does not warp over time. That makes it a true energetic focal point. In contrast, plastic coins with a gold-colored coating might look shiny on the outside, but they are hollow, light, and lack real substance. They cannot hold energy, cannot anchor it, and once that coating wears off, they start to look cheap, making the energy at your entrance feel scattered and disorganized. One detail most people overlook is this: you should never use coins that are currently in circulation. These coins have passed through the hands of countless people, each carrying different energy and emotional states. That mix of energies clings to the surface and creates chaos. When you place that under your doormat, you are unknowingly inviting confusion into your home. That is why the coin you use to stabilize energy should be clean, unused, and free of personal imprints, dedicated solely to this one purpose. Once you have chosen the right coins, the next important step is how you place them. The way you position them will determine whether they become an energy activator or just sit there as ordinary objects. Step 1. Clean the entryway. Before placing anything under the doormat to activate energy, the most important thing is to clean the area right in front of your door. This is the exact spot where all incoming energy touches first, before moving deeper into your home. Even a thin layer of dust, a few small grains of dirt, or a trace of moisture can make the energy feel heavier and slower. Dirt carries negative energy. When this kind of energy gathers at the very front of your home, it dims the clarity of the flow coming in. As a result, the energy loses its lightness before even touching the coins. The cleaning does not need to be complicated. Just sweep away any debris, wipe the ground with a soft, dry cloth, and make sure there is no sticky film or lingering moisture that could block energy movement. Once the surface is clean and dry, you have created an ideal foundation for energy to move freely. A clean base makes the energy feel lighter, faster, and less weighed down, which allows the metal to work at full strength the moment it is placed. Step 2. Find the right spot for the coin. After the area is cleaned, the next step is to place the coin in the right location. Energy does not move randomly. It always follows paths of balance and alignment. That is why the center of the doormat is the natural intersection where energy flows in from the outside. Every time you step through your doorway, whether fast or slow, your foot naturally hits the middle of the mat first. That is why this center point becomes the most powerful energy gathering spot before the energy spreads further into your home. If the coin is placed too far to the left or right, the energy entering your home will miss the metal anchor altogether. That imbalance at the very first point causes the energy to weaken before it even enters your space. On the other hand, if the coin is placed right in the center, each step across the mat creates a subtle rhythm, like a light pulse that activates the energy flow across the metal surface. That contact helps stabilize and compress the energy before it moves inward. Just this tiny adjustment in position can completely change how your home feels. Step 3. Place the coins. Once the position is set, the final step is to place 3 coins, and this specific number is what makes the biggest difference. In nature, structures with 3 points of support are far more stable than those with 2 or 4. A 3-legged stool holds better on uneven ground than a 4-legged one, and any shape built on 3 pillars has superior balance. When applied to energy flow, placing 3 coins together forms a small but highly stable energy triangle. The 3 coins work together to divide the energy into 3 smooth layers. One flows directly into the house, One spreads gently to both sides, and one is held back for a brief moment before moving deeper in. This prevents energy from scattering outward or rushing too quickly. It creates just the right amount of depth and weight to bring in a strong sense of prosperity. 3 coins also help prevent the flow from leaning to one side. A single coin lets energy scatter. 2 coins cause it to tilt toward the stronger side. Only 3 coins bring the natural symmetry and balance needed. You do not need to form a perfect triangle. Just place the 3 coins next to each other under the center of the doormat, and they will still work together to stabilize the space. Hidden beneath the mat, they operate quietly but effectively, generating a steady and focused energy field every time energy passes through the entrance. Once the 3 coins are in place and your entryway starts to feel more grounded, you can boost this energy anchor with a few simple tweaks, small tips that help energy shine and spread more powerfully throughout your home. One of the easiest ways to do this is by adding a small layer of essential oil under the mat. You do not need much, just a few drops are enough to make a difference. Scent affects the feel of a space instantly, and that feeling greatly influences how energy flows. If you choose a woodsy essential oil like cedarwood or sandalwood, your doorway will immediately feel warmer and more secure, almost like an added layer of positive protection. Wood scents help ground the incoming energy, making it feel firm and settled instead of scattered or shaky. On the other hand, if your entryway ever feels heavy or stuffy, just a few drops of peppermint essential oil will instantly open it up. Peppermint has strong cleansing properties and helps sweep away stagnant energy, creating a sense of brightness and airiness from the very first step. Simply put a few drops on a thin cloth or cotton pad and tuck it under the corner of the mat where no one can see it. As the mat presses down, the scent spreads gently, not too strong, but just enough to cleanse and freshen the flow of energy each day. In addition to scent, the color of your doormat also plays a big role in how energy moves. Each color brings a different quality. A red mat creates a warm, bold, and powerful entrance. It is often used to strengthen protection and give a sense of holding the door firmly. A brown mat gives a more stable and grounded feeling, promoting peace and balance, perfect for homes that need more order and calm. And if you want your doorway to feel vibrant, lively, and full of growth, a green mat is ideal. Green helps energy flow softly, gently, and with the spirit of renewal. Besides color, size also matters. A doormat that is too small shrinks the flow of energy the moment it enters, like narrowing a path that should be wide open. But when the mat is as wide as or even wider than the doorway, the energy has room to spread evenly and enter the house without being compressed. A wider mat also feels more welcoming, like the door is opening wider, even if the structure stays the same. That one small change in size can make your entire entryway look brighter and feel more solid. Finally, to complete your entryway, you should always have a clean, tidy, and easy-to-read nameplate at the door. A nameplate helps visitors identify your home clearly, but it also sends out a powerful message. This home is ready to welcome good things. In practical Feng Shui, a neat and visible nameplate represents clarity, order, and openness. Just keeping it clean with readable text, free of dents or dust, makes it easier for good energy to enter, because the doorway looks organized and inviting. When you bring all these elements together, a bit of scent, a touch of color, a clean setup, and a few thoughtful details, your entryway becomes clearer, more open, and far more powerful. It is like raising the frequency of your space, so wealth energy not only enters, but wants to stay, and begins to spread deeper and more evenly throughout your home. Once your doorway has been fully refreshed and optimized, the next important step is to avoid everyday habits that might accidentally cut off the energy flow or prevent good energy from entering at all. Each of the common mistakes below causes disruption in natural ways, not through superstition, but by gradually reducing the sense of prosperity in your living space. The first and most common mistake many households make, often without realizing, is letting the doormat get wet. When a doormat absorbs moisture, even just a little dampness from rain, morning dew, or wet shoes, the entire fiber structure begins to hold onto the cold and smells from the outside environment. Water sinks deep, so the dampness stays trapped in the mat for a long time, creating a layer of negative energy that clings to the ground. Your front door area needs light and natural movement, but when the mat is wet, the air around it becomes heavy, dense, and sluggish. The moment you step onto a damp mat, that feeling of cold and weight rises up through your feet and makes your body instinctively want to pull back. That unconscious reaction disrupts the flow of energy, stopping it from entering your home smoothly and freely. A wet mat can also develop a musty smell, making your entrance feel old and dirty. So keeping your mat dry is not just about preventing odors or avoiding slips. It is about making sure the bright, clean energy is not suffocated right where it is needed most. Beyond moisture, one of the most overlooked blocks to good energy is placing shoes directly on the doormat. Shoes carry road dust, dirt, chemicals, and all kinds of mixed energies from every place you have walked through. When left on the mat, they take up all the surface that energy needs to flow through. Think of life energy like water. The moment you place a large object in front of a stream, it clogs, swirls, and loses direction. Shoes, with their uneven shapes, cracks, and angles, create countless pockets that trap energy. Even a single pair casually left on the mat can interrupt the natural rhythm of energy flow, making the entrance feel blocked and chaotic, a feeling no one in the home can quite explain. Simply moving your shoes to the side and leaving the doormat completely clear is the most direct way to allow clean energy to enter. Another mistake to avoid at all costs is placing sharp metal objects under the doormat. Sometimes people leave behind broken keychains, bent metal pieces, or sharp tools during cleanup, without realizing these sharp edges create intense energy tension. When energy flows across a sharp object, it does not glide smoothly. Instead, it gets sliced, twisted, or bounced back outward. Even though the mat may hide the object visually, it cannot block the energetic effect. On top of that, sharp objects under the mat can pose real danger. A strong step or a slight shift in the mat could cause injury or damage the mat without anyone knowing the reason. The entryway should always feel soft, smooth, and flowing, which is exactly why no sharp object belongs there. The final mistake is stacking two different objects under the mat or directly at the entrance. Many people believe only similar objects cause energy confusion, but in truth, stacking two different items without clear intention creates even more disruption. Every object has its own energy, from its material and weight to how it interacts with energy flow. When two different types are placed on top of one another, their conflicting properties create a field of mixed, directionless energy. This causes what we call energy scatter. As the energy passes through, it cannot decide which object to respond to, so it splits in two directions or begins swirling slightly before it dissolves. Your entrance should allow energy to move forward clearly, but with two opposing objects layered together, the energy gets tangled and has no direct path. The human eye may not notice this disruption, but your body will. You might feel unfocused as you walk in, unsteady on your feet, or experience unusual tension in your chest or shoulders. All of that stems from energy being confused before it ever reaches inside your home. When you avoid all of these mistakes, your entrance can maintain its natural lightness, clarity, and stability, the three most important factors that help energy enter your home smoothly, evenly, and without resistance. And that sense of openness becomes the foundation that allows wealth energy to spread deeply into your living space and stay longer over time. When you care for your doorway with small but intentional adjustments, your home gradually becomes lighter, brighter, and more harmonious from the very first step inside. The most valuable result is not some dramatic overnight transformation. It is the quiet buildup of positive energy day by day. That energy slowly fills the space, making it feel calmer, more breathable, and more secure. And that sense of stability becomes the foundation for everything in life, from emotional well-being to financial flow, to begin aligning more smoothly. The key is to understand that your home always reflects how you treat it. When your entryway is clean, energetically open, and clearly anchored, your life inside becomes easier to guide and organize. Sometimes, one tiny change is all it takes to unlock a sense of peace you have been searching for. If you found these insights helpful, take a moment now to say this affirmation aloud. Wealth is finding its way to my home and choosing to stay. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you can receive more of these simple yet powerful Feng Shui tips for everyday life. Wishing you and your family peace, prosperity, and a home filled with vibrant, flowing energy.